Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Random Code stream. I'm going to continue on doing this for attribute with metadata name issue in AutoDeconstruct. I made some pretty good progress yesterday, but I haven't actually been able to test anything on it yet. So I'll spend about an hour on that this morning and see if I can actually get finished with it. If I can't, no big deal. Let me get some music going here. Just have that in the background. Turn that down a little bit. So hopefully my furnace will be getting fixed in the next day or two. It works. It's just I have to basically manually get the pressure switches to do what they're supposed to do, which is not hard. It's just I have to keep doing it like every 4 to 6 hours. So, but what's nice about my room here is for some reason this room stays pretty warm. I think it's because of the laptop and my desktop, and just it's down here right next to the utility room, which is across the hall. So I don't know. It stays pretty warm. I let the thing just kind of run without resetting it last night. And so it didn't get freezing in here, but it got a little cold in the house, but that's okay. It's warming up now. Hopefully my code will be warming up in just a second. So, all right. One thing I thought of when I was looking at what I had done is I think I came up with these two during the last stream or two. But this one I came up with, which is to say, you know what? This whole search that I'm doing, let me go back here. Oh yeah, a comment. Yay, comments. This whole search that I'm doing to go find methods that are static, that are extension methods, that could be deconstruct methods for a type. That adds on an extra burden, especially if you're putting the attribute on a type itself. And I kind of thought, you should know the lay of the land in your project or your solution. You should know if there's another extension method somewhere else. And so in all likelihood, you don't want to do the search. You don't want to put this search in. So I was thinking of adding to this attribute an enumeration value that basically just says, do you want to do this? By default, it actually won't do it. You have to opt into it. And I also tend to like using enums rather than booleans because they read better. So this is actually funny. I just saw a couple days ago somebody making a proposal for .NET, or for C#, I should say that. Something about like enums or static references or whatever, that you could do this. And I think that is ugly. I really do not like that at all. The whole readability of this is that you kind of know what the value is that you're passing in here. If you're passing a bool like this, well, what's true? It's hard to read just by looking at the code. But anyway, that's an idea that I thought about. I'm going to just try to get this to work the way it is. And then I'll come back at these, and these will end up probably being separate features or issues. This one I might try to get in with this issue I'm working on right now, but I don't know. I'll see. Okay, so where did I leave off last time? I think did I ever have XML comments on this? No, now that I said I want to generate docs, the fool that I am. I wonder, do you put... No, you don't. You must just do it by saying if I documentation file that it just ends up automatically being in there. But that has the consequence of saying prevents AutoDeconstruct from generating a deconstruct implementation. And then, of course, this one is the opposite. Instructs auto to generate. There. Okay. So if I come back to the generator just to refresh in my head, is this actually doing what I want it to do? Right now, if it has that issue where you put AutoDeconstruct and no AutoDeconstruct on it, it will basically not do it. This overrides it. But again, I want to put an analyzer in to say that you shouldn't do that in the first place. But we probably want to keep this in here anyway, just to be defensive. Anyway. Oh, you construct attribute. We're getting all of the types. And we just build as usual once we get it. None of that changed. We're just changing how it targets. Okay, so now we got to do some changes in the tests. So if I come back to rocks and we copy pasta from rocks, we basically want to include these. Now that will break stuff. Did it? No. Oh. Oh, well, it's going to tell me to make all these internal. But those have to be public, I think. The classes have to be... Really? Do they? I think I already did this in... Crap. That's interesting. Did I mute that? Yes, I did. Okay. So I found that annoying. That's 1515. I thought I had in rocks. I thought I had addressed that. I thought I had changed all those to actually. Did I put it in the editor config? Oh, yeah, I did. It's just not. It's not the right name. You can tell I did a copy pasta there. But you know what? Let's change these. Nope, nope. We're going to have to change all of the tests anyway. So, because that doesn't exist anymore. I must have changed the references of the packages. I just didn't go through the code. That one was a good hint because that basically said, well, you shouldn't have an NUnit test reference. So, and if I remember right, we have to say here, get .NET 9. And the reason we have to say get .NET 9 is because the actual reference to .NET 9 in that package is one of the preview versions. They didn't update that. So, and then that means we actually do need NuGet Framework as a package reference. NuGet Frameworks. NuGet, and then come up here and we grab NuGet Frameworks, latest version. We put that in here. Okay. Yes. We're going to get a bunch of errors because of that, but that's okay. So anyway, this one will get all the stuff for .NET 9 that we're expecting. And in fact, what we could do is make a quick check and see. Yeah, so we could actually say 901 here and grab that one. There, okay. So now we have test assistance. We can say run async. That's right. We have a run analyzer async, but we also have a run generator async. And this uses diagnostic results. New. What is incremental generator test? Oh, and the reason I do this is because I believe in rocks there are 2 generators. Are there? No, there aren't. And I did more stuff here because there's more options that I need. What I can probably do here is just say and then say new generator test. Like that. Get the reference assembly state, generate sources, additional references, and we get .NET 9. We'll eventually want to do a run analyzer async. So let's make this run generator async, just so that we have oh, that's right. If you put that there, okay. Remember, just remember something. You can put that within a namespace, and then you don't have to put all the namespace stuff within it. If you put it up here, you have to. So I forgot about that trick. I need to do that again. Okay, so we've got that now. If we look at our tests, oh, and I want to take these off. And then 2007, I think I did that here. Editor config 2007. Yes, I did. So let's do the same thing here. There. Okay. Now do we get this to at least build? Nope. C#. I know I have something like that. Do I? Yeah, I don't. Oh, that's an analyzer test. That's this one. Okay, that's this one. So I think what we can do is just grab all this. There. Takes care of everything. Do we have any, like, low-hanging fruit? We do. I love it. I click on this. I'm like, where? Oh, okay. And this class I have not touched much at all. Let's not get too cute with that. Let's see on this one. Do any oh, none of them are going to work now because they don't have the attribute in place. Yeah, it's missing a README. What are you talking about? It's got a README, doesn't it? Oh, we never package README file. And then we put the README file. We have the license already. Okay, let's try this again. Why are no tests running? Unable to connect to the testing platform runner process. Well, that's cute. Let's shut down, start up again. Why is it not? Unable to connect to testing platform runner process. What are you talking about? Actually, let's crank this down. I don't think we want a pre-release. Let's make it 4.6. Okay. And then let's just come and look at updates. We don't have any of those. Tests. There, that's better. It's this whole new testing platform thing that's going on, and the preview version is trying to connect to it, and I don't have this set up as like an executable. If you're watching my Random.Code streams, you saw that I went away from it because it was actually kind of a little buggy, especially during debugging. Things just did not work well at all. So I'm just going to revert back for now. And we had a bunch of tests failing, which again we expected. Let's actually stash our stuff, or commit our stuff. Got in place. Need to update tests. Okay, so let's go look at this one. The problem is, again, we don't have a test in place that actually uses the attribute. So what I'm thinking we want to do is do two. One that's at the type level, one that's at the assembly level. With type attribute. And so, yeah, because this one's just trying to throw it off is what we're saying here. So what we want to say here is AutoDeconstruct. Now this should work. Should be in the operative word. And it does. And it does. Awesome. That's actually a really good thing, because that shows that the attribute stuff is actually working as expected. So nice. So now we just got to change all the tests to match this. So we'll do it assembly level first. And here we say global. No, we say assembly. AutoDeconstruct. Hey, that worked too. Woohoo! Yippee! Actually, do we want to do this for every single test? I don't think so, because that's it doesn't make sense. We want to have a test that confirms that the attribute works the way we expect, both at the assembly and type level. But I don't think we need to do that for every single. Is this generating it correctly? Is my thought. So how do we want to do that? We should have a we could say something like AutoDeconstruct attribute target tests. And so then in that case, what we'll do is I can actually use my keyboard. And then we'll have, let's have a simple one here. We'll grab the instance approach here. Yeah, this is fine. So generate at assembly level async. Why are you giving me such a crappy name? So here we want using AutoDeconstruct. We say here AutoDeconstruct. And that should work. Oh, well, it's going to work, but I'm putting this the wrong, fastest wrong syllable thing again. Assembly. Okay. And then we want this at the type level. Now we'll take this, put it on here, and then take that off. Boom. Works. All right, let's go through the rest of the test. Let's make sure that we've got all of them. That's the one I just put in. That we've got all of them working. And we can just do it at the type level. We don't care about, at least right now, I don't care about that. Ooh, that failed. Why did that fail? We were having so much success. Oh, okay. Oh, I know why, because using AutoDeconstruct. There you go. It needs the namespace. Forgot that. I do that sometimes because I forget that within the string it's got to be correct C# code. So and then that one should work. And it doesn't. Why doesn't it? Oh, oh, this is good. This is showing that it didn't find the test extension class as I thought it would. So that search isn't working quite yet. And that's fine. We just added that in. Fine in the sense that it's not doing what it should be doing. But it's new code, so it's okay that it doesn't work. A namespace declaration. Oh. That's fine. Yeah, this test is almost useless now. Because, yeah, we can remove this. It's a useless test. And I don't think I have that. Yeah, there. Okay, that's fine. Using AutoDeconstruct. And again, looking at this, it's kind of nice because it's like all I have to do is put this one attribute on this and it will make this for me. And again, I'm thinking about actually saying if this type is a partial, then generate this as a partial type. But again, one step at a time. Let's make sure this works the way I think it should be working. That has a deconstruct. And that works because we're looking actually at the type for that. We don't go searching up for all extension methods. Actually, I want to ping my wife real quick. I have not heard any movement, and she's usually up by this point to get up to work. So sometimes she inadvertently does not hear alarm. I'm gonna take a quick break. I'll be right back. I want to make sure she's up. It's also a good excuse to get more coffee. Okay, she's up. Well, she was up, so. Okay, where was I? There we are. This again is another example, and I bring this up all the time. We don't have the naming thing kicking in. I actually do like putting async at the end of methods. I know that's for some people, that's a really hot topic, and they don't like. But I do like that. And so now you see here, now it's going to flag it for all of them. And unfortunately, there isn't a fix for that, but that's okay. Like everywhere this happens, you know, it's a one and done. It's not like it's a... But I like having async at the end. You know, if people complain about it, I'm like, well, do you put an I in front of your interface names? You don't have to. But that's kind of a naming convention that has pretty much been pervasive throughout the entirety of .NET. For good, bad, or indifferent. That's just the way it is. And I don't hear people complaining about that. And if you don't do that, it's almost like you're trying to be like Java, where everything is, the interface doesn't have that, and then the implementation has impl at the end. At least I remember that from years gone by when I did C#, not C#, Java for a little while. And this is the same. If it's an async method, make it async. You know, if we would have had a notion natively in .NET of asynchronous methods where it just worked, we may not have ever needed to do something like this. But here we are. Okay. So we got that one updated. Let's go back and... Oops, not that. Now we can't run the test yet because other tests are breaking. Interesting. What is that going to do? That'll be cute to see what that does. I'll have to come back to that later. And we have to put these on both. Because the attribute's set up to not inherit. But again, good tests. And like I was saying, why do we write tests? It's because of reasons like this. When you're changing a whole bunch of stuff and things break, you know, or things change. Are there any naming violations? This one doesn't because I named them correctly. This one doesn't. And so when you make these big sweeping changes, you have a suite of tests that you can run to help guide you to make sure everything is working the way you expect it to. You know. Okay. And like I've said many times before, I do not understand how people can write code without writing tests. I don't care if you're using a testing framework. I don't care if you're, you know, doing it the way everybody else does it. But if you don't have something that can run to automatically test all your code based on the test suite that you've given, you're up a creek without a paddle. And I literally could not work on a code base like that. I'd just be like, no, you can't do this. It would drive me bonkers. That's the technical term, I think. All right, so we did these. And actually, the no auto deconstruct, now, what we want to have here now is saying auto deconstruct. We want to force the issue. That's the only way to get this to show that we're actually doing it or trying to do it. Okay, so how many tests now fail here? I bet a couple. One. Okay. And I think it's probably that one that I saw before. Yeah, where this is not quite working. So it's interesting. In this case, this is showing that we're actually searching because, or at least we're ignoring this because this would be too many. But we still do it, right? In this case, it matches, but we're still doing it. So yeah, I think the method search is not working quite as well as we expect it to, but we're going to find out. And this is the great thing about tests, especially source generators. When people also talk about writing source generators and they're like, well, how do I test this? Or this isn't working. And they're like, well, what's your test doing? What do you mean? What's my test doing? Well, did you write tests? No. Do that first. It saves you so much in the long run. And I get it. Writing tests for source generators and analyzers is a little weird, but there are these assemblies that you can use that makes it easier. So you can do it. So in this case, we're going down the road of just saying I want to auto deconstruct. And so we should hit this. So let's just kind of see what happens first. Excuse me. So this is going to be on here. Ah, yes, this is an excluded type because we're saying there's an extension method that matches exactly what we would be doing. Well, we don't... Okay, fair enough. We don't match the types. And this is why I'm kind of now looking at this going, I don't really like this because it's trying to be complete, but it's also, to be complete is a pain in the butt because you have to do this entire assembly search and this isn't correct. We could have the same number of parameters that are all outs, but their types and their names do not match at all with what's in the project. Although the names of the parameters I don't think quite matter. But you could have 3 properties. They're all ints. And the method that we find is three outs, all strings. that doesn't match. So this would need to be even more thorough. Let's put that in our notes. Finding, matching, deconstruct, extension methods isn't correct. We need to also look at the parameter types. All right, so let's see what happens here. Do we even get into this? Well, that's not what I expected. It jumped too far ahead. Yeah, it never gets into, we don't get it to, oh, I know. Jeez. Okay, I can kind of see what's going on here. We get the type and we don't ever do an accept on it. The problem is, like if we say visit namespace, we say we go look at all the members of a namespace or type and we say accept that. We don't do that for these. And so what we want to say here is for each var type member and type get members. And I think that would include I don't know if that would like does get members actually also get type members? I kind of think I don't know. I honestly don't know off the top of my head if to do does get members also get nested members, nested types. But now if we run this test, shoot, we still don't get there. Well, I didn't put a breakpoint there, so I don't know if it did or not. Oops, oops, oops. Now we do. Now we do. Okay, so let's just YOLO it and see what happens. It still fails. Let's get rid of all the breakpoints and let's see So we get that. We get a getter. We get the setter. We get the test. What are we looking for? We are looking for a method called deconstruct on extensions. There. That's what we want. So is it static? True. What's this name? Deconstruct. Deconstruct. That's true. Parameters length is 2. It actually, yeah, so that's good. Is parameter 0, is this false? What? Oh, I think I'm... No. Yeah. I forgot about that. Every instance method technically takes as the first parameter the this parameter, because you need to know what instance you're calling that on. You don't see that in C#. You don't ever see that. But it's there. So I think that's what that's saying here is that's what the this is here, not the static is this. How do you do this? I know there is a way to do it. I'll just do this for now. But there is a way to do it. So let's put the breakpoint here again and let's... So we're looking at symbol. There's our deconstruct. Okay, so if we say here now symbol parameters of 0. Yeah, that's wonderful. That's great, but that's not... It doesn't have any custom modifiers. Declaring syntax references. I think that's the actual... No. Is definition. I have no idea what that would do. It's a parameter kind. C#, Rosalind, I method, symbol, parameter, this. That Copilot is completely... See, the way I was doing it, I was actually looking at the oh, wait a minute. Nope. I thought I put an attribute, like extension attribute on the method, but that might be not what I'm looking for. So I'm getting near the end of my time because I do have a day job that I got to get to. So I may have to look at this a little bit more in detail, but we're closer. All but one test passes. Getting closer. So that's good. We definitely made progress. We got this to basically work. We have an open question here with and what type is this on? This. Okay, so we got an open question. This mostly seems to work. We got to figure out down here, what do we actually do for this? And then we also have to look at this, and then we have to add some more stuff in. But I'm happy. We're slowly, but I got to put one other note here. Update docs. Because everything has changed now, so we got to make sure that we actually update the docs. All right, I'm going to stop for now. So thank you all for watching. If you're watching now or in the future, please subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it as I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So any new subscription helps. I will probably stream again, a coding stream on Wednesday morning, but again, this all goes by my mood of the moment. Sometimes I just, like yesterday, I thought I might have streamed in the afternoon, but I ended up doing a whole bunch of stuff and I just kind of got tired and lost interest. So, but the plan is to have a coding stream on Wednesday morning and potentially a game stream tomorrow night. We'll see. So with that, thank you all for watching. Take care, and I hope to see you in the future.